The U.S. Army is developing precision-guided 155mm rounds that are longer range than existing shells and able to conduct combat missions in a GPS-denied war environment. The Precision Guidance Kit Modernization (PGKM) is now being developed to replace the standard PGK rounds, which consist of an unguided 155 round with a GPS fuse built into it. The concept with the original PGK, which first emerged roughly 10 years ago, was to bring a greater amount of precision to historically unguided artillery fire. Now, Army developers, with the Army's Program Executive Office Ammunition at Picatinny Arsenal, are taking the technology to a new level by improving upon the range, accuracy and functionality of the weapon. Perhaps of greatest importance, the emerging PGKM shell is engineered such that it can still fire with range and accuracy in a war environment where GPS guidance and navigation technology is compromised or destroyed. The emerging ammunition will be able to fire from standard 155mm capable weapons such as an Army M777 lightweight towed howitzer and M109 howitzer. BiSystems is among several vendors currently developing PGKM with the Army's Defense Ordnance Technology Consortium. Developers say the kits enable munitions to make in-flight course corrections even in GPS-jammed environments. Our experience with munitions handling, gun launch shock, interior ballistics, and guidance and fire control uniquely positions us to integrate precision technology into the Army's artillery platforms. David Richards, Program Manager, Strategic Growth Initiatives for our Precision Guidance and Sensing Solutions Group, BiSystems, told Warrior Maven in a statement. This technological step forward is quite significant for the Army, as it refines its attack technologies and a newly emerging threat environment. The advent of vastly improved land-fired precision weaponry began about 10 years ago during the height of counterinsurgency warfare in Iraq and Afghanistan. GPS-guided 155mm Excalibur rounds, and the Army's GPS, an inertial measurement unit weapon, the guided multiple launch rocket system, burst onto the war scene as a way to give commanders more attack options. Traditional suppressive fire, or aerial weapons as they have been historically thought of, were not particularly useful in combat against insurgents. Instead, since enemies were, by design, blended among civilians, Army attack options had little alternative but to place the highest possible premium upon precision guidance. This ongoing development, which has both the watchful eye and concern of U.S. military strategists and war planners, underscores a larger and much discussed phenomenon, that of the United States military being entirely too reliant upon GPS for combat ops. GPS, used in a ubiquitous way across the Army and other military services, spans small force tracking devices to DMs dropped from the air and much more, of course including the aforementioned land weapons. Advanced jamming techniques, electronic warfare and sophisticated cyber attacks have radically altered the combat equation, making GPS signals vulnerable to enemy disruption. Accordingly, there is a broad consensus among military developers and industry innovators that far too many necessary combat technologies are reliant upon GPS systems. Weapons targeting, ship navigation and even small handheld soldier force tracking systems all rely upon GPS signals to operate. Accordingly, the Army and other services are now accelerating a number of technical measures and emerging technologies designed to create what's called position, navigation and timing (PNT), or a GPS-like guidance, navigation and targeting, without actually needing satellites. This includes ad hoc software programmable radio networks, various kinds of wave relay connectivity technologies and navigational technology able to help soldiers operate without GPS-enabled force tracking systems. At the same time, the Army is working with the Air Force on an integrated strategy to protect satellite comms, harden networks, and also better facilitate joint interoperability in a GPS-denied environment. The Air Force space strategy, for instance, is currently pursuing a multifold satellite strategy to include dispersion, disaggregation, and redundancy. At the same time, the service has also identified the need to successfully network the force in an environment without GPS. Naturally, this is massively interwoven with air-ground coordination. Fighters, bombers, and even drones want to use a wide range of secure sensors to both go after targets and operate with ground forces. The Air Force Research Laboratory (AFRL) is working with industry to test and refine an emerging radio frequency force tracking technology able to identify ground forces' location without needing to rely upon GPS.